Okay, we are live.
Fine. Uh-oh, Ben. Ethan's going to be on here.
Uh-oh.
Yo,
Stop
am I
talking
good to
about him,
press
Ben.
start, Ethan?
I've already started
Stop,
it.
stop
Oh,
talking about him, Ben.
Oh, come on, be nice.
Hey, what are you doing? Kid, yeah.
Dude, you're wearing the wrong hat.
I know.
There it should be
Well,
orange. It should be orange with a little M in the middle.
That's a violation.
No, we are live. We are streaming. I am gonna have to make this one like I don't want to say like super short, but like no more than like 45 minutes, 40 minutes, because we're watching church, and the service is starting. But I always skip the announcements and the music because the people there can't sing.
wow.
Just call him out live, why don't you?
Dude, it sounds like an elementary school choir.
What if they're watching, bro? You just called them out.
Well, I guess my stream's up. Our stream is up in the background of church there. But
TV.
Are you on TV? You want to look?
I watch TV.
Maybe we'll get more views, Ben.
TV out.
I'll add to the title special guest.
We've got
2-year-old with
baby
more
with us
knowledge than
today.
all of us combined.
I'll probably start this.
Hey, Ben. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? The Patriots or the Seahawks?
Oh,
Which one? Patriots or Seahawks?
oh,
You don't know?
hard to find out.
We're going to find out? Okay.
Good answer.
I love that. We're gonna good answer. Good. It's up there, Steve. All right. Well, I guess we should get started. So
Get the
first
AFC
thing,
championship out of the way.
Oh,
yeah, and honestly, like I don't foresee us talking for too long about these, but like, because there's only two games. Patriots Broncos. That was a very difficult game to watch. Like I found little to no enjoyment watching that game. And like I know like we talk about defensive games, like they're and I do appreciate defenses, but it was just so difficult watching a backup quarterback. And Drake May played horribly too, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was waiting to say this until the podcast started, but look at Drake May's quarterback rating for the game, 58.8.
Yep.
And look at Jared Stidham, 63. If you just go by QB rating, Stidham outplayed Drake May, which is how horrible this game was.
So I was over at my girlfriend's sister's house, and one of her brothers-in-law is a huge Broncos fan because his grandpa, I forget what year it was, but it was the Super Bowl, the catch that never happened.
Oh, the Jermaine Curse for
Yeah.
the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking
Yep.
about for the Broncos. It was like years and years ago. Like I'm talking 80s or
yes,
90s.
the one you were talking to me about. Yes.
Yeah, so
yes,
that was my girlfriend's brother's-in-law grandpa. That was him who had that catch that they didn't really catch, and then afterwards everybody was like, no, that was definitely a catch. So he's a big Broncos fan. He yesterday, despite how much he loves Bo Nix, said it wasn't Stidham's fault. Sean Payton's play calling cost him the game. And at first I was like, what? And then the more I thought about it, the big turnover that Stidham had that like really turned the game around was a really stupid play. They should have gone for the field goal, made it a 2-score game, and instead they went for it. And there's a part of me that agrees with him, but regardless, the total points put up this game is just over half of what either the Seahawks or the Rams did on their own. And that is not a team that I want to see in the Super Bowl. I don't care how good the opposing defense is. I don't feel comfortable sending a team to the Super Bowl that can't put up more than 10 points.
Dude, if that Bills catch counted,
Oh my
like
gosh.
if the Brandon Cooks catch counted, the Bills would be in the Super Bowl right now. I'm
Seahawks
just
Bills
saying.
would be an amazing.
Oh yeah,
amazing
that would have been
I
fun
just
to watch.
want to backtrack on something you said about that turnover, too, because I think Santora and I talked about this on the last podcast. All these these coaches, and this is where, who was it? Your grandfather, you said?
No, it was. I mean, not my grandfather. It was.
Or
Yeah.
just okay. Well, whoever that guy was that you said, being a Broncos fan and saying it was the coaching, I would 100% agree because we had a conversation about why the Bears lost
Yeah.
in their last game in the playoffs, and we agreed that it wasn't Caleb Williams' fault entirely because of the turnovers. The poor decision making by the coaching staff was really what cost them that game because when you're in the playoffs, you're talking about trying to score more points than the opponent, and when you go for it instead of just taking the field goal, like you just said,
Yep.
going up two score, no matter what the two scores is, it's still two times that they have to get points in order for them to guarantee taking the lead or tying it.
Yep.
So I'm never going to understand the way football is going with the constant pursuing of going for it on fourth down, no matter what. I just, like me as a football fan, I'm taking the points every single time unless it's a dire situation. And that situation, in my mind, was not a dire fourth down conversion or bust. Like, I can't understand what was going on through their heads. I know they want to be aggressive, but you have basically a rookie quarterback.
I think
Like,
that
and
comes from.
it's in the snow, it's bad
Yeah.
weather. Like, you're not going to have all the right conditions anyway.
I think that comes from Dan Campbell and the Lions last year. He was an aggressive coach. He went for it on fourth down more than any other coach, and it worked because he had a young, talented, hungry, and aggressive team. Like, he had a good team. And this year he had that same team. There was a couple of things missing. He was still just as aggressive, and look what happened. They didn't even make playoffs. So I think so many coaches saw what Dan Campbell did and was like, "Oh my gosh, we need to copy that." And now they're realizing it's backfiring. It worked that 1 year because nobody was expecting it, but now everybody's expecting opposing coaches to go for it on fourth down. So, Dan Campbell got lucky, and now it's that style of coaching is gone.
Depending on field position, like assuming you're not backed up, within your own 30 or 40
Yeah.
yard line, anything less than 4th and 5 and you're out of field goal range, people tend to go for it these
Yep.
days. Like nobody plays the field position battle anymore, which is where the defense makes their money. You pin a team deep, within their own 20-yard line, and then, all right, defense, let's go, force a punt, Like, nobody plays field position anymore,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why a lot of teams want to ban plays like the tush push.
Yep.
Because defenses, they work hard enough to try to stop them 3 times. Now all of a sudden it's 4th and 2 and the team can just shove each other for 2 extra yards
Yeah.
every single time it gets down to that 4th and 2 or less. And I think teams are just getting fed up with not making stops and kind of demoralizing their defense a bit. And granted, like, you have to play the game, so figure it out. Teams have stopped the tush pushes this year. I think this year had the best stop rate on 4th and 1s when teams are QB sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of have to, like they have to, because the way the game is being played now, you're not gonna stop a 4th and 1 play if the team is running a tush push type of play. And we can thank the Eagles for that monumental strategy in football, but that's just the reality of it. And if they do ban it, I do think it will be good for the game. I don't really want them to. I do want teams to work on stopping it. I think they should regulate rules a bit more on it, but we'll see how that goes. That still doesn't constitute being aggressive on 4th and 2 every single time, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and not to segue from that conversation, but I was just looking at the stats that you see on the screen right now. And I remember last week when we made our predictions, the reason I chose New England was because, if you remember this, Andrew, I said because they're going to have the better rushing game. And, they've consistently had the better rushing game all year. At least that's been my opinion. I know we talked about the stats last week, and, like, rushing sort of favored Denver a little bit. But in my mind, I was like, Ramondre Stevenson's been on a tear. And the Broncos, ever since they lost J.K. Dobbins, their running game kind of went to poo-poo. Like, they forgot how to run the ball. So, I mean, for the Patriots, this was a very successful game on the ground. I mean, 141 yards. They only passed for 65, which is insane.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, if you're the Patriots, you just won a very low-scoring, very lucky win against the Broncos with a backup quarterback whose first NFL start was in the AFC Championship, and your
This season.
quarterback and your quarterback threw for less yards than that guy, and now you're sending him to the Super Bowl. If I'm the Patriots, I'm shaking. Like I'm terrified of what the Seahawks will inevitably do to me.
Can we all admit that with a healthy Bo Nix, the Broncos would have won this game?
Yes,
Like-
and I would have felt more comfortable about watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, not that New England doesn't have a shot, but like Seattle should absolutely be favored. No question.
Yeah.
I mean, let's compare. The Patriots and Seahawks were both 14-3 in the regular season.
Uh-huh.
Clearly, the Seahawks had the more difficult schedule. It's not even
Yes.
close. Not even close. Now, what I will say is the Patriots, as horribly as they've played, I feel like recently, they had to go through the Chargers defense, which was top 10, the Houston Texans defense, which was top 3, and the Broncos defense, which was also top 3.
Yeah.
I believe they are the first team in NFL history to go through 3 teams in the playoffs with top 7 defenses, I think, and make it to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to take a step back, and there is something to be said about that
Yeah.
because it's a remarkable feat that they went through like 3 of the top 7 defenses in the league. Maybe, I mean, here's the thing though, Seattle's another top 7 defense. So they will have played 4 top 7 defenses in a row.
Yeah.
And if they're able to win that, then I feel like we can't really call them frauds anymore at that point.
Yeah.
What are the offensive rankings of the teams that they went through? Like, because that's the other side of it is they could play the top defenses in the league, but
Well, the Chargers was the best offense that they
my
played.
cat.
The Chargers
Give me one sec.
You're good.
the Chargers were easily the best offense. Because I mean Houston's offense was nothing special this year. And now if the Broncos had Bo Nix, I would say okay, the Broncos are the best offense they've played. But because they didn't, easily the Chargers had the best offense of the 3 teams that they've played so
Yeah.
far. So, I mean, just looking at this, I mean, there was one big turnover in this game. That was the Patriots interception when Stidham threw that interception. But, I mean, other than that, this was a very low-scoring defensive game with lots of rushing yards from New England's side. It was a very grinded-out type of win.
Yep.
And that's pretty much, I mean, all I have to say, except for, you know, what's the Broncos' future? Yada, yada, yada. What is their future? I mean,
Under
Sean
Bo
Payton's a
Nix,
great
it's
coach.
good.
Bo Nix is a good quarterback. They'll figure it out. They'll probably be right back in the playoffs. Even if they don't win the division next year, I could see them just being a wild card team. I mean, I don't really think they're going anywhere with that defense. So,
All right, moving on.
you have any final thoughts on that, Andrew, with the Broncos?
No, I can't really remember what I was talking before my cat destroyed my wife's keyboard on her computer, but
Nice.
yeah. As far as the future, I think you're pretty right about that. I don't see much changing for the Broncos because I think they believe they have their starting quarterback in the future, even though I don't think Bo Nix is that great of a talent. But we'll see. They had a good season. They need to get their I don't know how to explain it because they've won a lot of games, but as we talked about before, a lot of their games were close and not very convincing. But a win in the NFL is a win anyway. Like you can't knock on them for that. I think if they didn't have their quarterback get hurt, they probably would be in the Super Bowl right now. So I think they'll probably run it back next year. They'll probably add a few pieces, make some signings, and probably be fine. I don't think they have a glaring issue, to be honest. So we'll see. They're definitely going to be the top of their division for the next couple of years, I think.
All right.
All right, so Seattle and the Rams, this was a fun game to watch.
Finally, a good game.
Dude, I
This
saw
was a-
so many jokes online about like in favor of view. I know I said this to you guys last night when we were playing, but in favor of viewership, we are going to pretend the AFC Championship never happened and just do a best of 3 of the NFC Championship instead of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I would be more down for that than watching the current Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean this game was that penalty from the I forget his name, the Seattle corner. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, that taunting penalty or whatever,
Oh yeah.
followed by Matt Stafford dropping a bomb on Puka Nakua for like a 50-yard touchdown.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, this game should have never been that close. The Rams were down 31-20
Yep.
with like 8 minutes left in the game. They were about to punt the ball on like 4th and 10 or something. And then this Seattle corner, I forget who it was, but he was like jawing at the Rams sideline, gets called for a taunting penalty. 1st and 10, Matt Stafford drops a 50-yard bomb to Puka in the end zone. It's like, dude, like if Seattle lost this game, we'd all be pointing to that moment.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, either way, Matt Stafford played a really good game. As you can see his stats on the screen right now, almost 400 passing yards, 3 passing TDs.
Yeah.
He's probably going to win MVP this year.
If you have a almost 130 QB rating and you lost the game, what does that say about the rest of like that is one of those things where like
That's-
I know
that's
everybody
exactly
likes to
what I
blame
was
the
gonna say,
QBs.
'cause I just
What is the
looked at his
Rams
QBR.
missing? Like what are the Rams missing that cost them to lose against this? Let's be honest, powerhouse of a team minus the quarterback with the Seahawks. I mean, Sam Darnold has been proving me wrong every week, so I hesitate to say anything bad about him. But
Wow. I mean,
like the stats are
Darnold
damn near
and
the same.
Stafford, basically identical. 127.8 for Darnold, 127.6 for Stafford.
Yep.
Basically identical stat lines from the two of them.
Yes.
So where was the difference? Well, it's funny you say that because look at the third down percentage.
Yeah.
Seattle 53.8 versus on third down the Rams were abysmal.
Which proves an insanely strong defense on the Seahawks end because I
Well,
mean
yeah,
getting a third
and
down
they do
stop,
have
and
a
I
great defense.
I do think that's what won it. I do think the Seahawks defense knew what they were getting into. They had already played the Rams twice this year. I mean, it was such a great game, but I mean the Seahawks are just too strong of a team.
It's funny though, because I mean the Rams had better offensive stats. I mean, they beat them by almost 100 yards for total yards.
Yeah.
So it was quite literally just the Rams on third down could not convert. That seemed to be the story of the game. So yeah, I mean this is actually an interesting discussion because when we talk about the Rams' future, their future is a lot more uncertain than the Broncos because, you know, is Matt Stafford coming back? I mean, he's on a contract year. Is he coming back? Is he retiring? You know, what are the Rams doing now with all these pieces that may or may not be leaving? They have like 4 defenders up for contract extensions, and they're not going to be able to pay all 4 of them. So where do they go from here? I mean, ideally you re-sign Stafford, but I mean, what happens if they don't do that? I mean, they got to go out and get a quarterback.
Who's their second quarterback? I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Their backup?
Yeah, who's their backup? I mean,
That's
do
a
they
great
have
question.
some talent in their quarterback pool? Like,
That's a great question.
let's see, Rams depth chart. Oh, they have Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy
Dude,
Garoppolo.
I'm not even kidding. I was gonna make a Jimmy G joke. Did not know that that's where he actually went, but I was a second away from making a Jimmy G joke.
Oh,
Well-
and they have Stetson Bennett. as
Oh
well.
yeah, Stetson Bennett. Yeah, he was
Okay,
the guy
so
who
they've
won.
got some people to.
Yeah,
They'd be stupid
They
to
got
run
some guys,
Garoppolo
but-
over Bennett though.
I mean, yeah, Garoppolo's kind of overrated. Never really did anything, but that's not the worst quarterback room to have
No.
as you're moving. Like if Stafford decides to call it quits, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that could be successful.
I'm just saying if Stafford
Um,
decides to call it quits with Kirk Cousins being gone, the Falcons have a lot of cap space and we will pay to take him.
yeah. See, now that's the thing. If Matt Stafford does not re-sign with the Rams, but he doesn't choose to retire, where's his landing spot?
Falcons,
The other-
please, for the love of God, Falcons. Because, like, I'm not trying to compare the Falcons offense with the Rams offense because I think the Rams receiving core is better. I don't think the Falcons are that far behind with London, Mooney, Pitts. I do think the Falcons running game blows Rams out of the water. Like, I mean, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier is a force to be reckoned with.
Other
I
than
would
Corum
say,
and Williams, yeah.
yeah, I would say the Falcons defense probably ranks. I mean, it was top 10 all season, along with the Rams. I think if there's anywhere that a good quarterback, were to leave a team at the end of this year, whether it's Stafford or not, that is a place to look at, because that has been across all sports networks, all experts everywhere. Everybody is saying the quarterback situation is the only thing stopping the Falcons from making it to playoffs and winning their division. So if any quarterback were to leave their team, that is probably a top spot to look, because you've got the depth, you've got a great defense, and now you have Kevin Stefanski, who's great with developing quarterbacks. So
I would like to see how Michael Penix does with Stefanski, because I don't know if you guys remember. I remember watching Michael Penix a couple years ago in college at Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it to the national championship. He was slinging it. I mean, he has the capabilities, and he has the traits to be a good quarterback. I mean, he reminds me of a better Tua because he's left-handed. He reminds me of Tua, but he definitely has the potential to be better than Tua. And now that Stefanski's coming in, I want to see how he does.
And again, last time the Falcons had a left-handed quarterback with the first name Michael and the last name one letter away from male genitalia, they tore up the entire NFL. They didn't get a Super Bowl, but they were dominant. And then Dogs got injured, but it's fine.
Daddy, what is it, Daddy?
Those stats are the wildest things ever,
Right?
but they don't lie sometimes.
Exactly. But,
I mean, overall, the Rams, I think, if they sign Stafford to a 1 or 2 year deal, once Stafford's gone, I'm going to be worried, because let's be honest, I mean, he was the driving force of that offense. They have wonderful offensive pieces, but Stafford's the one that put them all together. I mean, I would be worried if he doesn't re-sign there for the Rams. An intriguing spot could be, I mean, does he sign with the Raiders? But no, because the Raiders are going to get Mendoza.
No, they're going to draft Mendoza.
So,
Honestly, if he does call it quits this year, they are going to be kind of screwed, because they're going to get a bottom 5 draft pick, and there's not going to be any quarterbacks to take in that round
yeah.
after the first 10 picks. So we'll see how that plays out. But I mean, maybe they'll make a trade or two. Now, we don't know if Stafford's retiring or not. I would think that he's got a couple years. Now, I would also think that he might want to stay with the team that bought him out of Detroit in that crapshoot of an organization at the time, and gave him a chance to compete and win a Super Bowl already.
I was going to say, and brought him to another one.
Yeah, I would hope that he would stick around a bit if he wanted to keep playing, as a trust in the organization that he has, and not to be disloyal to those guys. But obviously, it's a business, so it might not even be his choice if they want him back or not.
Yeah.
Real quick, Ethan, can you give us our record updates now with the Super Bowl coming up?
Yes. So, let's see. We all picked Broncos versus the Bills, which puts Andrew, H, and I at 5-4. Okay, hang on. I got to do math. We did all lose to the Texans, so we went 1-1 in the. So we didn't even look at the divisional round, did we? We went 1-1. 1-2. We all went 2-2 in the divisional round, which would put Andrew S at 5-7, and then Andrew H and I at 6-6, and then I do believe we all predicted.
Wait, I feel like we were tied after the divisional round, because I picked the Rams and you guys had the
you
Bears.
did pick the Rams. I do see that now. So yeah, we are all at 6-6, and then we all picked the Seahawks, so we all go to 7-6, and then Santoro, you picked what?
And Andrew picked the Rams.
Oh, I see. I didn't write that down because I don't think I was there for that one.
So Andrew picked Rams and Patriots.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you went 1-1, which would put you at 7-7. Santoro, what did you pick?
I picked Seattle and Patriots.
So you are at 8-6, and then I went with I had
Seahawks Broncos.
Yeah, I did have Seahawks and Broncos. Despite being in last for most of playoffs, Santoro now takes the lead at 8-6, and then Andrew H and I are at 7-7, and now we're coming up on the Super Bowl, which I don't think any of us will disagree with. If anybody here picks the Patriots, I'm checking you into a mental hospital.
I just don't see how they're gonna do it. I just and to be honest, who has the more experienced quarterback?
Yeah.
Seattle. I mean, Sam Darnold's been around the block. Like, I don't know if Drake May in his second year
You know
is
what?
gonna win a Super Bowl.
You know what sucks about the Patriots going to the Super Bowl? This gives Sam Darnold a very real chance to win MVP. I may be eating
I know,
that
it
chocolate
does.
shoe made of marinara.
You may be eating chocolate with marinara the week after the Super Bowl. Yep, you might be doing it.
Jesus.
Oh no.
But no,
You better hope that it's like Kenny Walker or something.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold has more experience. I think the Seahawks are overall a better team. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a complete domination because it is the Super Bowl. Patriots have done well against top 7 defenses, as you said, Santoro. But I think it'll be a 2 or 3 score game by the end of it.
Yeah, but do you think their defense can handle the offensive firepower of the Seahawks? Like, I just don't know. Are the Patriots a top 10 defense as well? They're usually pretty good defensively, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Patriots
if
have a
they're top 10.
good defense, but the Patriots offense is nothing compared to the Seahawks
Okay,
offense.
I will let you
I'll
guys
just say-
finish this conversation. I got to get down and watch church, so text me when the podcast is over.
Okay.
Luna, what? Come on.
I don't know. I feel like the Seahawks offense just has too many pieces for the Patriots defense to keep up. I mean, the Patriots defense played pretty well last week, but the Broncos don't have nearly as many pieces as Seattle does. I mean, Seattle has Kenny Walker, JSN, Cooper Kupp, who, by the way, won Super Bowl MVP already. So it's just like they have these guys who, like, their wide receiver room stacked. They've got Kenny Walker running back, tight end AJ Barner, like a guy who's been very productive all year. So their offense doesn't really have any holes. And defensively, the Seattle's weakness is defensively. Sometimes I feel like they can be misaligned or they can be fooled easily because the Rams kind of tore them up a little bit last week. Now, I know the Rams are an in-division team, but
well, and they're also another top offense. The thing, like,
right.
that's
And
just
the
today's
thing.
football. Offense is going to win no matter what, unless both teams are stacked on defense. Like, that's kind of how the Patriots Broncos game played out. Like, obviously they were lacking at quarterback on Denver's side, so therefore their offense was very insufficient. But then you saw the Broncos have a top 5 defense, and I pulled up the defensive for total defense stats. The Patriots are number 8, so they're also a top 10 defense as far as total defensive understanding. Specifically run versus pass. I'm not going to get too much into that one because total defense is a better overall number. And when you look at that game, that was obviously a low-scoring game in bad weather, so you kind of expect that. But I don't expect the Super Bowl to be a very low-scoring game specifically for one team because I think that the Seahawks offense is going to be able to overcome the number 8 total defense in the Patriots. It's just how the game is played now. They're not going to let the Super Bowl be a 10-7 game. I can promise you that.
Okay.
Whether you're a believer in the games being rigged or not, there is something to say that they're going to make it entertaining because it's an entertainment company. It's not an actual sports company. The NFL speaking.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see it.
I can't see this game being very low scoring just because of Seattle's offense. Like, if it's low scoring, it's going to be due to the Patriots offense not being able to do anything.
That's
no.
where I am too.
I mean,
I just don't think the Patriots are good enough, to be honest with you. They've had the easiest path to the Super Bowl probably in Super Bowl history this year.
I mean, I will say their playoff path was more difficult than their regular season. I will say that. Their regular season was a cakewalk. But
we just said it before. They faced how many top defenses, but along with those teams' defenses, how were their offenses? Because
Right,
who
nothing
did the
compared to
Patriots have to
Seattle.
play? They played who they played in the first
Well,
round. That was
the Chargers, but with no offensive line. So
right, but the Chargers aren't that. They're nothing to talk about offensively either. Like they had their offensive woes and issues all year too. So then your defense, your top 10 defense dominates them. You let your crappy offense go you know, put up as much points as they can. Now, I'm sure they put up points in some games, but when push comes to shove, you saw it against a better defense. Their offense was not capable of handling the good defense. The Chargers, you know, uh, they were an injury-ridden team too. So
right.
add that to the mix, you know. And then they played the Bills in the second round. Was
No,
that who they
the
played?
Texans.
They played the Texans. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. They played the Texans after
And
they beat
CJ
Pittsburgh.
Stroud threw like 5 picks.
Yeah, and exactly. And so that's where my point is going. You look at CJ Stroud and the Texans offense and the atrocity that was.
Right.
Like, of course you don't have to play your offense as good as possible because you're just going to shut down the opponent's offense too. Like, again,
Right.
score 10 points and you'll probably win. And then with this one, with the
And then
Broncos,
they won't be able to do that with Seattle. They
that's
won't
what I'm saying. There's no possible way they hold Seattle to under 20 points. There's
Yeah.
no way. And if they
Yeah.
can't do that, then they're not winning. So
Right.
that's the biggest thing for me as to why Seattle's a no-brainer decision. If you're a gambling person, you know, you're going to go with picking Seattle for the Super Bowl.
Right.
It's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, Seattle should win this game, you know. I'm not going to make an official pick at the moment because we'll be live, you know, for Super Bowl Sunday next week. But I mean, unofficially, I'm also going to pick Seattle unless something changes this week.
I mean, that's Ethan said it before he went off. He thinks that we're all in the same mindset of this.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. But then again, we all said before the playoffs even started, like Wild Card Weekend, that podcast, you can go back and look. We said the winner of the NFC is winning the Super Bowl. Like, we've been saying that since postseason started. So it's like, you know, because if there was any AFC team that was going to win the Super Bowl, it was going to be the Bills. That's it. I mean, I can't really see the Patriots. You know, we say all this and then the Patriots come out and score 40 points and win. But I mean,
well,
you know,
we got to wait and see for that one. And I just don't believe it.
Yeah,
I'll hold true to that one.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. But football's crazy. The ball bounces a couple ways, and I mean, you never know.
I mean, you're exactly right. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. That's what they say. Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
And that's what happens in the NFL. You never know.
Now, crazy thought. Sam Darnold obviously started his career with the Jets. Does he run out onto that field and see those Patriots jerseys and get some PTSD from seeing ghosts? Maybe doesn't have such a good game because of the Patriots jerseys.
You know what I find is funny mentioning the Jets though is that like their fan base right now is just like all head over heels for Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl possibly because he's a Jet for life. Oh, he was a Jets player. We drafted him. Look how good he is. I'm like, shut up. The Jets did him so dirty.
Yeah.
By never giving him a chance, traded him away, you know, to some terrible organizations at that. And then now look at him. Now because he played for 4 years as a Jet, or less than that, I think. It was like 3 years before they traded him. I'm not sure.
And guess what? The Jets are going to be bad again next year. I mean,
of course. The Jets are like there's so many teams that I love to compare to the Browns, and Jets are one of them.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to – I mean, even if they make a couple moves, they're running it back with the same defensive coach, which, by the way, the Jets did not have one interception this whole season. Not one.
I know. That's insane. Like,
with
that's a complete inadequacy at defensive scheming and skill by your positions, by your players. Like,
and we all
you
know –
can't muster up one interception is insane.
And we all know that Justin Fields isn't going to turn into some great quarterback. So it's like this is done. Nope. I mean, the Jets are honestly they're pretty screwed. I mean, they have a bunch of first round picks now, but it's not like they're going to turn into some great team overnight, you know. So it's like Yeah. So we'll make some official picks next week, but it seems like we're all siding towards Seattle. I would assume any viewers that are watching would also pick Seattle. They're the pretty heavy favorite in this one, and rightfully so.
I think I just looked up the money line. I think it was like the most recent money line was minus 250
Yeah,
for the
and Seattle
Seahawks.
favored by
So
how many points? Like 5 or 6? 5 points?
I think so. Yeah, 5.5,
Yeah.
something like that. Which was basically a touchdown. That's a lot for the Super Bowl. To be honest with you, like for a neutral site,
Yeah.
domed. Or
Right.
is it domed this year? Or is it
Oh,
where is
it's
it?
in San Fran. It's in San Fran.
Okay, so it's not.
No dome.
But still, it's still warm weather, nice weather.
Right.
that'll be
Yeah.
that'll be good. But you want to talk about? I know we're kind of trying to get to some other things, but you want to talk about the other coaching stuff that happened? Like I know the Eagles
Yeah,
finally signed someone. I
Yeah,
think
we-
all but what 2 of the head coaching spots are taken now.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of coaching moves this week. Yeah. Let's see. Let me pull up. I always like to pull up this website for because they keep updating the coaching hires.
Yeah.
So the Cleveland Browns hired Todd Monken.
Oh gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
let's just say that I feel like the Browns they're not going to go anywhere with Todd Monken and Pro Bowl quarterback Shadur Sanders. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
So there's only 2 openings that are still open, and I know we talked about this the other night. The Cardinals and the Raiders, and
Yeah.
it's so obvious to me that the better job is the Raiders, though.
Mhm.
Like, you're getting that rookie quarterback that you can work with, and you actually have some key pieces on offense. You have Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. With the Cardinals, you've got one guy, Trey McBride, at tight end. Otherwise, you don't have a lot, and Kyler Murray's not sticking around. So, I mean,
No.
the Cardinals are going to be a very bad team next year, guaranteed. They're going to win less than 5 games next year. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. How many did they win this year?
I think they won
did.
about 5 or 6 this year.
Did they? I mean, yeah, they're definitely not. I mean, they're not going to be better than that. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think the best job out of those 2 is the Raiders. I mean, they at least have some structure within their organization. I mean, they have Tom Brady as a management figure,
Right.
which I would hope that that's going to alleviate some of their stress of personnel moves as far as players go and all that. I think he'll be a better judge of performance and ability than some others in that organization lately. I was actually shocked that they got rid of Pete Carroll after what was it, 1 season.
Yeah, but I mean, they were really bad this year. I mean,
right, but they had the thing is they had a young team, and like you can't expect a young team to just go out guns a blazing and win games all the time.
and they sold
That's
pieces
just-
at the deadline too. That didn't help.
Right. Yeah. Like they were out. I mean, you could say that they were out of it and they probably weren't trying too hard towards the end, but they were sellers. I was shocked that Max Crosby didn't demand a trade.
He's a very
So-
loyal guy, it seems.
He is, but I also heard rumors that he's getting fed up.
Well,
The
yeah,
same kind of
I would be too.
rumors about
I mean, he's been with them for 10
Miles
years.
Garrett in Cleveland. Every
Yeah.
year is Miles Garrett wants out of Cleveland, but then he ends up signing a contract with them. And then at the end of the year, oh man, this place sucks. Like they can't do
Well,
anything. I want out.
Yeah, and
And he goes and
Miles
plays for
Garrett,
them again. It's like
Miles Garrett made his own bed. I'm sorry. He comes out and he says, basically, I don't want to be here anymore. This is getting me upset. Then he signs this massive deal. And by the way, it's not team friendly at all because he wanted the
No.
money. And then he sits here and complains that he's still not winning. It's like, well, it's one or the other. You can't really have both.
that's the thing, and this is why we can talk about funny enough, baseball is having this salary cap discussion, but that's why the NFL works the way it does with salary caps, because you're not going to be successful paying 1 or 2 guys half of your salary cap. You can't. That's why all these teams that overpay quarterbacks, for example, the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, even the Eagles to an extent before they really revamped their system.
The Chiefs roster is not as good as it used to be because
I don't even know how I forgot the Chiefs, but yeah, the Chiefs as well. When you're when you're paying your quarterback and
Bengals?
maybe when you're paying your quarterback and maybe one other star player half of your salary cap, that
Yeah.
doesn't leave much room to
The-
sign talent elsewhere.
The
And so
Bengals-
that's why you saw like the Patriots dynasty of late, when Tom Brady was there, because Tom Brady was not the highest paid quarterback. They used their
Right.
salary cap to sign other players that were going to be helpful. You saw Pittsburgh do that in their last 3 to 4 seasons. They restructured a bunch of people that were their highest paid guys so that they could build a team. Now it didn't really work out, but
I mean, what I'll say though is for the Bengals, I mean, for the Bengals, they're paying all their money. I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, those 3 guys take up half of their salary cap. It's 3 guys. It's like
Yeah.
you're not going to, and people wonder why their defense is Swiss cheese. They're not paying anybody.
yeah.
Guys,
Well,
these guys, their starters on defense would be backups in the rest of the league. It's just, it's kind of crazy. Like, you can't be paying people, and that's the thing. Tom Brady, he always took team-friendly deals, So the Patriots were able to be good for an extended period of time. Even in Tampa Bay, when Tom Brady went to Tampa, he took a very modest deal, and Tampa was able to go out, get some free agents. They brought in Antonio Brown, they brought in Rob Gronkowski, and they brought these guys in and won a ring because Brady took a team-friendly deal. So it's like the idea that you're going to pay this superstar quarterback, the highest paid quarterback in the league, that doesn't work out. I mean, look at the 2 quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Drake May, who's on a rookie
the
deal,
biggest example we have right now.
and Sam Darnold, who he did sign a pretty big deal, but it was not a top of the market deal. It was a pretty modest deal. So, I mean, and that's the thing. You look at all these quarterbacks right now, even the ones that made the postseason. A lot of the QBs in the postseason were not, other than Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, who else was a very high paid quarterback in the playoffs this year? Like, I'm trying to think.
Really, really no one. I mean, you could argue Aaron Rodgers, but even he wasn't hugely paid.
Right.
He's just a veteran that deserved his money when he got it. But yeah, I will always go by that mentality of like you don't need to overpay your quarterback.
Right.
Because if you do that, the rest of your team suffers, and you see that with the offensive line struggles in other places. You see that with the defensive struggles in other places, or like the Chiefs and the Bills who have no offensive talent outside of their quarterback anymore. Like that's the problem. You can't overpay one guy and expect to win games because one guy in this game doesn't win it. It's not like basketball.
Right.
Or baseball where one guy can come in clutch every single play. It's way different. It's the ultimate team sport. And you can't have just 1 or 2 guys. You got to have all 11 guys being at least above average to win games.
Which, by the way, I'm not going to talk about this right now because we're kind of in the football mode. Once the football season ends, I've already done episodes on YouTube. In fact, there's one that's posted about needing a salary cap. Like I strongly believe the MLB needs a salary cap. Every other major sport has a salary cap. Like, the Dodgers are just buying every player because they have the money to. The Mets are buying every player. Now, the big argument against that is, oh, well, your owner isn't spending enough because they're not forced to, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, if there's no salary cap, do you really think they're going to dump billions of dollars just to catch up to other teams? I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, you're telling me right now that the owner of the Colorado Rockies is going to want to spend that much money when he knows that the Dodgers are just going to win the division every year? Like, baseball has become way too predictable with the teams that are making it because it's really simple. It's the teams that are spending the most money. If you get a salary cap, what you're going to do is you're going to create parity, which is what exists in the NFL right now. It exists in the NBA. It exists in the NHL. Why? Because there's a salary cap. There's no team that can dump $500 million on like 3 players. It's not possible to do in the other sports. Like I get actually pretty heated when I talk about this because it's like it's just so frustrating. And here's the thing, like I'm a Phillies fan. The Phillies spend they would be over the salary cap with how much they spend money
Yeah.
on players. But the thing is, it's just not it's not fair.
But
It's
they're not deferring contracts either, like the Dodgers
Right.
are. Like I'm not an accountant, so I don't know how all that necessarily works 100%. But I'm just reading right here. They have almost $1 billion in deferred money on their roster,
Yeah.
and that's a problem because if
Well, that's
they're not
hard.
able to pay that, like that's
That is
ridiculous.
that
They're basically fraudulent with their players' contracts.
do you remember that's exactly what the Tampa Bay Lightning did to win like a bunch of cups recently.
Right.
They started deferring payments and all that, and then the NHL said no, you're not doing that anymore. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, we've created more of. I mean, I know the Florida Panthers have won back to back and blah blah blah, but I mean, the thing is, you can't allow teams to defer payments slash you can't allow them to spend money however they want because then you're just going to get the owners who are willing to do that. And it's like, well, then why are we even playing the games? We all know that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to have 100+ wins this year and they will be in the playoffs and likely they will be in the World Series again. So I ask you this, why are we even playing the season? In the beginning of the NFL season, nobody knew, not a single person on this earth thought that the Seattle Seahawks and Patriots would be playing in the Super Bowl. And if you do say that, then you're just lying because nobody thought that.
The only
And
people saying that are Seahawks fans and Patriots fans.
Right, exactly. So it's just like we're going into the MLB season. I can tell you for a fact that the Dodgers will at least be in the National League
I'm
Championship.
gonna here's the just I mean we don't have to spend like you said we don't spend too much time on this but it's good content for any MLB fans so like maybe I'll do some research on this when we go into that because we can talk about the deferred and how all that works but I won't do all that now but here's a list of players with deferred contracts on
Shohei
the
has
Dodgers.
a big deferred.
Number one, Shohei Ohtani. Total value of his contract is $700 million. The amount of deferred money is $680 million of that.
Which is like all of it. Like
Up next, Mookie Betts at $365 million, $115 million deferred. Steven Strasburg, $245 million total value, $80 million deferred. Now he's on the Nationals now, but still, they still own that contract a bit during a trade, I'm assuming. Let's just stick with Dodgers, current Dodgers. Blake Snell, $182 million. $62 million of that deferred. Freddie Freeman, $162 million total. $57 million of that deferred. Lindor, now that he's on the Mets, they still have some of his contract. $50 million deferred out of $341 million. Let's see, Will Smith, $140 million, $50 million deferred. Like, how do they see that as?
it's frustrating.
And because this isn't just the Dodgers now, JT Realmuto has deferred, but his is only worth $10 million out of his $115 million.
Right.
So it's like those are the deferred contracts
But
in the league.
here's what that
but
allows you to do.
The top two are Dodgers, arguably worth. Or sorry, that looks like the top three are Dodgers, and including Otani's, you almost have $1 billion.
Yeah, like come on, dude. Like
in deferred. Like
it needs to stop because what that's doing is that's allowing the Dodgers to basically sign whoever they want whenever they want and just defer it. And trust me, the players prefer that, and I understand that. The players are very against a salary cap. Why? Because they want to get paid after they retire still. Because listen, Shohei Ohtani will be getting paid until he's 60-some years old with all those deferred payments. So it's just like I understand that the players enjoy that, and I get that, but it is not healthy for the league. When we go into the season, the Dodgers are probably minus 200 and some to win the World Series this year. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like minus 200 some, and the season hasn't even started. Like it's so frustrating to me when teams can just buy players, and I'm not even just talking about the Dodgers. It happens with other teams too. The Mets are going crazy. They're buying everybody. It's just like, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Phillies fan and because we're not buying a lot of players right now. even if the Phillies were, I'd be like, okay, it's kind of ridiculous that we don't have a salary cap and that we're able to just do this. It's frustrating and it needs to happen. I could see, the MLB is on a strike year. There could be a year where they could go on strike. I think their MLB Players Association contract ends at the end of 2026 or 2027. And I could see that being a big talking point because I know the owners and I know the league, they would be okay with a salary cap, but the players do not want that.
It's like the problem is it's not even in my opinion sometimes like with this, it's not even about the salary cap in general. It's about how the money is spread out. Like you can't have contracts. I mean, you can obviously because that's what they're doing, but all these contracts where you make this much money in the first 10 years
Much.
and then that
Yeah.
much money, you can't even see
That's
my hands, but
ridiculous.
like that much money in the last 2 of your 12-year contract. It's like it's almost like they're giving guaranteed money, but it's not guaranteed. Apologies, my kid is like an elephant.
No, Ethan, we've kind of segued away from NFL and we're talking about MLB salary cap.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I was like, dang, we had 3 games to cover and it's been going on for an hour.
Well, we got into coaching talks and
okay.
then we got into the whole MLB salary cap thing, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure, Andrew, we both agree that there should be
There
one.
should absolutely be one.
There needs to be, yeah. There has to be. It would make. Here's the thing, because the
Every other
MLB is one of those sports too that's very difficult to watch if you're watching 2 low-end teams that are not big markets, because
Right.
you know for a fact that they don't have the money to spend, or they just aren't willing to spend the money
Well, that's
because
the
they
thing.
don't want to. They don't want
aren't
to pay
willing.
luxury tax.
They aren't
And
willing.
so with a salary cap, you're going to end up making your games more watchable because the teams are going to be more competitive overall. And
Every
that's
single
really what I care
sport.
about as a fan.
Every single major sport has a salary cap. I don't understand
Yeah.
why the MLB and specifically the player. I get why the players are against it because they just want to make whatever they want whenever they want. I get it. But like every other sport, NBA has a salary cap. NHL has a salary cap. NFL has a salary cap. And we see parity in all these leagues. Every team has a chance every year. Like we sit here talking about, the Jets suck, blah, blah, blah. With the way the NFL is, if the Jets got smart real fast, they could turn this team around in 2 years. In the MLB, if you have a bottom of the barrel team, you're not going to turn that around for at least 5 or 6 years just because of how the payments are in the MLB. It's so frustrating. I mean, I can't do it. It's so frustrating. Like, I don't know. It would be really cool to see a world in which the Colorado Rockies are relevant, but they have not been relevant since I've been a child.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's very frustrating to see.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, on that tangent,
Yeah.
we can switch tangents here.
So
Did you want to end this with your little thing, Santor, your game that you want to play?
Or
you
we
wanna
could-
talk
or we
about
could
something
post-
else.
we could postpone that to next week if we wanted.
We could. Yeah.
Because okay, John Harbaugh and the Giants, we talked about that already. That's going to be that's a home run hire for them. And then let's see who else. Jesse Minter with the Ravens. He's unproven, but I mean everybody talks really highly of him. So there. Kevin Stefanski, I thought was a good hire. I know Ethan maybe didn't think that as much
At
but-
first, and then I thought, you know what? He's good with quarterbacks, and that's our only weakness, so we'll see what happens.
I think he'll be all right. Robert Saleh in Tennessee, I think that's a good hire, especially since Brian Daboll took the OC job there.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's going to be a really good offense, and then Saleh's a really good defensive guy. The Titans could turn that around pretty quick, I feel like.
Yeah.
Let's see. Joe Brady, Buffalo Bills. That's a little bit of a risk. All they did was promote their offensive coordinator. So I'm not too sure about that one. I get that like Josh Allen is, knows
Luna.
him really well, worked with him really well, but I don't know about Joe Brady. I mean, you fire McDermott to go to Brady,
Yeah.
it just seems weird. It just seems weird to me. And then Jeff Hafley from Miami. That'll be an interesting one, but I don't foresee Miami becoming this juggernaut because of him.
No.
But he will get the defense straightened out, though. That's for sure. Mike McCarthy, Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know where Andrew went, but it's not a horrible hire, but I don't think they're gonna win Super Bowls with Mike McCarthy.
No.
But not a horrible hire. I feel like it could have been worse, but it's not something that's gonna immediately turn them around.
Yeah.
I'm just saying with Mike McCarthy, like Andrew, I don't think it's a bad hire, but I don't think that's a Super Bowl hire right there.
Well, you got to understand where the Steelers are as a team. Like, they need quarterback development, and so I think that was the route they're going with that pick. It's hard to say if it'll work out. I think they also did it to try to entice Rodgers to be back, so they could further develop their quarterbacks underneath the veteran. Because I don't know that they have a veteran besides Rodgers that they could bring in to be a good mentor to young guys. And Mike McCarthy's known for his offense, so that's good. That checks a box in my book with offensive minded. And arguably some of the best offenses in the last like 10 years he's had. I think like the last 4 or 5 years he coached, he had a top 5 offense. Whether that was Dallas or Green Bay the last few years. And, that's something to be excited for as long as the quarterback play stands up. But that's the only question mark. Now, his team he's building around him with the coaching staff, I have yet to dig into those details. I'm kind of waiting to see who everyone is first, and then I'm going to look up their resumes and see how it goes. I mean, I'm not thrilled with a bunch of the hires, but I also don't know them that well.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's been about an hour, and I think it's probably a good place to wrap it up. We will be live next Sunday morning, Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Do not care
Yeah,
about
so-
that game in the slightest.
I mean, I'll watch it,
Yep.
but yeah, I mean, and it's funny because last year everyone complained, oh, Eagles, Chiefs, the same teams, boo-hoo, except everyone was excited to watch it because it was 2 juggernauts.
Yeah.
Like the year before, Chiefs, Niners, again, 2 juggernauts. Like people, believe it or not, even though they complain, people get excited to watch 2 juggernauts battle it out in the Super Bowl. But this year, I can't call the Patriots a juggernaut this year. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll be back next week if you joined us and if you stuck with us all this time. God bless you.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys later.
See you guys. Bye, chat.